Hello and welcome to Ant Holleufer. So today we're gonna try something new. We are gonna buy something from a store called Antshack. That didn't focus at all. Antshack.com. So I'm gonna use Antshack.com, but you can also go to Ant Keeping Depot, where if you go under from a carrier, you can scroll down and also find some of their stuff like this Antshack, Ant Nest, and something. But we're gonna use that site today. So I don't really know what I'm looking for. I'm gonna get some new queens soon, hopefully, with nuptial fight and all of this. And I should actually have gotten some queens already, but I haven't. So we're just gonna check out some of their products and order just a few of them. So I don't know, ant colony starter kit I guess I'm gonna start with. So already on the starter kit side I see we have a discount here. So I'm gonna start by checking that out. So this is the Ant Colony starter kit number 2. And so as far as I see, it's a little Outworld, of course, with a test tube where the queen will be housed. And it looks very nice. So I'm not really sure what this is for, but I'm pretty sure if you go to their website again, or if you go over to their other parts of their website, you can get something that just fits right in this little box here. Some feeding stuff, not completely sure, but it's where you feed the ants, as far as I'm aware. So I'm a fan of this, but I am gonna check number 1 out just to see what's the difference. So as far as I can tell, it's just a bit smaller, but this has some ports so you can make it wide. Did the other one have that? No, okay, so that's already a difference. Number 2 here doesn't really have a connection, so you can further connect it to other colonies or other nest things. But I'm gonna take this just because it's on sale, so I'm gonna add it to the cart. And what do we have here? Oh, so we got a free liquid feeder. So I'm gonna add that, I guess. And some test tubes and some protein jelly, test tube rack. I'm gonna take it slow today. I am not the richest man yet, so we're gonna start with this. But I want to check out what the other 2 was, because we have also a starter kit number 3. So it's with the same Outworld as I'm getting. But then it has, okay. So number 1 you can connect it by yourself, but I'm guessing at number 2 you can just remove the test tube and then put in this. So it's called a tubing connector, what I will be placing here. So I'm just gonna remove my test tube in the future, hopefully, and then just put in a tubing connector. Now I have my own tubing connector, so I'll see how well that fits. But moving on to I'm just gonna check this also. What is this? Okay, so so this is just like more water feeder, another Outworld, and then where the nest will be. Oh, again, you can get some very small ants, and okay, that's very nice to know. So I'm gonna go see something else. Build your own ant habitat. That looks, that sounds pretty nice, I guess. Okay, so this is where you can kind of buy the different stuff, of course, so you can expand your colony to the larger and larger setups. So I'm thinking that I'm gonna get this one as well to read more. This one here, just because when the colony will expand out of that test tube, I want to put them into another Antshack product just to test it out, because I'm a real professional reviewer and that's how dedicated I am. So I'm gonna go for, oh, you can't see it here. I'm gonna go for the normal size, because as far as I know, it's maybe a Lasius niger colony moving in, but I'm not too sure yet. But it's very nice. It comes with a lid, and then you put some cotton down here. So that's the hydration chamber. So I'm guessing you just take this off. I know nothing of these, by the way. I've heard of them a few times, seen some other YouTubers use them and people on Instagram, but never seen a review or anything. So I'm going into this completely blank and just getting it, because I've always liked the look of them. So I just thought, you know, I have used ant store my whole ant keeping life so far, so I'm gonna try something new. And it seems like people like this, so that's the whole reason I'm getting these instead of something else. So does it come with this cover for dark? Wait, okay, so it comes with this as well, so that's very nice. So it comes with a cover, and it also comes with some red transparent plastic. And then of course you can take it all off and just watch the ants. So yeah, I'm gonna put this add to bundle. Yeah, I'm just gonna take one added. No, just one. Is it added? Next. Okay. That's how it works. Okay, that's pretty cool. So it's literally building your own. Okay. So right now I do have my own Outworld. We just got it at the starter kit, but this is very interesting. So then you just... Oh, that's very cool, because then you just expand onto the next page. And what's next then? Oh, and then some tubing. Oh, and this is, I guess this is what I got for free, maybe. Liquid ant feeder, I guess this is what I would have gotten. Or what I get. And also this dish, nature ant feeder dish in a nature state. That's also what I'm getting in the Outworld with my little starter kit. So it's very nice detail that you can literally design your own. I didn't think they actually meant it like that, but it's very cool that it just helped. Oh my god, that's a lot of steps. Okay, well, let's check out the next. So this is some decorations. It's very cool, this I must say. And then some tube connector or other stuff, if that's what I'm filling. Okay, so for now, this is all I'm gonna get, because I don't know these people. I've never used them before. I don't know anything about them pretty much. But as far as I know, I mean, I like the interface. I like this products, build your own, and then it just starts. So if I fall in love with these, I'm definitely gonna get another set and then go through the designing phase again. But let's skip forward to when I'm receiving them. So it ended up taking 4 weeks before I finally got the package, and the reason for the long delay was that instead of the pack being shipped 2 weeks after I bought it, it ended up being 3 weeks. So it was from the beginning 1 week delayed, but then when it hit the Danish toll, I had to pay my toll fee something. So it ended up taking 4 weeks before I finally got the package. But here it is. So I finally had the package, and I had just ripped out my name so you couldn't see it. So a package from Ant, and I was told that I should use a knife instead, or I don't quite know what these are called. But I'm using one of these, and I'm just simply starting to cut into it. And as always, I'm terrible at opening it, and I don't quite know how to tackle it, because there's some toll stuff from Denmark that just is wrapped around the whole thing. But finally I got in, and I was greeted with some paper. And some more paper. And a little Ant thank you card. So that's a very nice little thing to put in. So putting that here so we can watch it. And a little bit of tubing. This is the long one. I'm also getting a smaller tube connector. Some cotton wool. Just taking this away so we have a bit more screen. So here we have the nest. And some of the connector things. And also a tweezer. I didn't even know that this came with the starter kit. Or maybe it was the nest. But a tweezer. And of course the Outworld. And at last there's a little pipette. And let's just start unboxing it. So getting into the Outworld was again... I'm terrible at opening these things. I think you kind of know already if you have watched my channel for a while. But finally I got in, and I was met with this. So this was very clean looking. I really, for some reason I expected it to be dirty, and of course it wasn't. And this was the lid you can just take off. And I immediately thought about what about the air? But on top of the connector, there's a bunch of small holes, so there will be a nice airflow inside the Outworld, and that's a very nice little detail. So moving on to the nest, I'll just be skipping how I got it out because I can't fucking open these things. And here we have the two together. So this is the nest with the red transparent plastic and a little hydration chamber. And if I just try to take this out, it actually fitted very well. So I had to kind of push a little bit, but that's just the way you get it out. So this is the nest. It's, for some reason, I expected it to be bigger. I mean, it's the perfect size for a starting colony, but I just expected it to be bigger in my head. But replacing the red plastic and the lid, I then realized that the other lid is a little bit wanky putting on. But I don't think it's necessarily a mistake, it's just how they have made it. So I thought it would be level with the top, but it has to go a little bit in like this. So that confused me a little bit. And the tubing that I got with the setup, of course, fitted perfectly. Now I'm used to making my own stuff, and therefore the tubing is always kind of a problem. But it's just so nice when you buy stuff that just fits together. And this just fits together, so that's very nice for me to try. Inside of this little package we have a test tube, a small tubing, and a thing that is the bottom of the liquid feeder and the normal feeder and some other stuff. So I thought the test tube had to be connected to this, but it wasn't. So here was this real thing that has to be connected. I couldn't really get it to come in, but I later realized that it has to kind of click in before it gets in. So here's the tubing connected to connector of some sort. So these tweezers are actually very different to the ones I normally use. They are very precise and a little bit different to use. So I have to get used to it, but now it's my go-to tweezer because it's just that much easier to use. It isn't that strong, but it's a lot more easy to kind of handle. So here we have the starter kit Outworld with the feeding dish inside. So what I'm already noticing is that the top glass that you have to push to the side is very easy to fall off if you just handle it without ants inside, and the same with the feeding dish. But of course when there's ants inside you won't have to move it all over the place, but just be a bit careful because it may slide out without you knowing. So I finally figured it out. The test tube was supposed to click into this connector, so it didn't really fit in, but then I realized, oh, it has to click in. And this was the same with the liquid feeder. It has to give a little click before it's really stuck there. But this is the starter kit. I may have switched around the short and the long tube, but this is this kit. So it's very nice. I really didn't really know what to think of this. And again, here I'm a little bit confused. So I take the cotton wool that's meant for the test tube and put it in for the hydration chamber. It didn't quite fit, but then I just pushed the cotton wool a little bit further down and then it fitted perfectly. So filled up with a little bit of water, clicks in, and voila, you have your liquid feeder. So the water doesn't just come out, and that is a good thing because the ants kind of had to go in and suck it out. So that you won't just spill water all over the place, which I kind of expected. But they have done something so it doesn't happen, and that's a very nice little thing. So my plan for the future is that I'll move my 5 Queen Laceus flowers colony into this nest. And this is just when I'm realizing that though it's a lot smaller than I thought, it's a lot more perfect than I thought. Enough looking from outside. Let's take the macro lens. So here we have the macro lens on the lid. And as you see, there's really an attention to detail. And here's the nest. Again, a very, very nice attention to detail here. So if we just look from the side, you can see how the ants will suck the water from the cotton wool through this little netting thing and putting on the red transparent plastic and the lid. It then looks like this. So there's a really nice attention to detail in this nest, and that's mostly because it's 3D printed, or it really looks like it's 3D printed. I have nothing against that, by the way. But if we take a very close look, you can see there's just so many small details all the way around the nest. So you can really see on the front port that it's 3D printed. Again, it doesn't mean anything, but you can just see it. And you can also see there's a lot of these small stripes, and you can also kind of feel them when you're putting your nail against it. But again, it doesn't matter to me. I mean, it's a unique look, and I'm really a big fan of it. So taking a look at the Outworld, So here you see the lid, and again it's very nice and satisfying to slid it back and forward. Just be careful that you don't drop it. Here you see the feeding dish in a bit closer look. Again, this is also pretty alive if you just shake it, but you don't shake it while you have ants in there. So taking a closer look at the little liquid feeding dish, you can see there's a lot of small holes, and this is where the ants will go in and drink. If I move it a little bit around, you see there's a little bit of water that comes out, but not water that spreads all over the place, but just stays inside of this thing, so it's very nice. And pushing this away, definitely the thing that surprised me the most is this. I've used it every day since I got it, and it's just so precise to taking up dead mealworms and different things. I don't know what it is about it, but it's just very nice to handle. It's big and it's precise, and it's a lot better than what I was used to. And that's a wheel tweezer I bought for humans, so I don't know if that's worse or better. At least it works worse than this thing. So this really surprised me, and I'm just a very big fan of it. So I'm very happy with how this nest ended up being. It's very nice, and I really like the quality and just the whole look of it, and I'm almost definitely sure that I'll buy some more ant shack things in the future. And if you like these videos where I talk while I purchase things instead of just unpacking them, please leave in the comments. And yeah, that's been it for this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Bye!